Grab some tea, let's bullet journal. Hello my friends, welcome to this week's plan with me. Before we get started, please don't forget to like, subscribe, and ring that bell so you never miss another video from my channel. Let's get going. The notebook I'm using is a Lloydstrom 1918 in the size medium, and I am continuing to use the one that I have been using. The folio that this is in is a chocolate creme folio from Chic Sparrow. For my pen, I am using a Pilot Kakuno, and the ink is Noodler's Lexington Gray. I've come to the realization that my bullet journal is very masculine looking, and it's got a lot of straight lines, clean edges, clean in air quotes. Other than the hearts for my mistakes, it's very masculine, and I really love that. You'll see me use this ruler for a little while, and eventually I let go of it because I find that it holds on to my ink a little bit and it pulls it down, so that causes some smudging. Eventually I don't use it anymore because of that, but I don't mind the shaky hand look. It looks more authentic, I think. So for drawing out the months, I decided to just draw the shapes of the months and then fill in the numbers when it's closer to that month rather than filling out all of the numbers all at once. That's a little bit tedious of a process. And at the very bottom, because I split this into 5, I can use that as a notes area for anything specific for that quarter. I used some of the extra space to write the name of the month, but I only used 3 characters. All of these are Monday starts and not Sunday starts, so that's why they might look a little different than if you were to do them yourself. Just watching it back and looking at it, I love how this looks so much. I think bullet journaling should be something approachable and safe and something that's not intimidating, and this solves that and satisfies that for me, and I'm so excited for this new year. I watched a TikTok recently about this lady, and she was saying how she will not be rushed for 2023 and nothing will get in her way, and she will be productive but at her pace, and I really liked that. And I kind of want to adopt the same kind of thing of not rushing and not overwhelming myself for the sake of trying to get more done. I think you can be productive and also be kind and compassionate to yourself at the same time. I've also included my January 2023 setup as well because I thought that would just make the most sense. Also with January, I am taking an even more simplistic approach, and for that setup, I am only using 1 page, and that's it for January. All the rest is going to be however it turns out. But I'm getting a little bit ahead of myself. I found the whole process of filling out my future log very soothing and relaxing, and I think that's because I made little connect the dots things for myself. I would rather not fill out all the numbers at this point in time. It just does not sound fun. I still have my reading tracker and my reading list, but they're as bookmarks rather than being in the bullet journal itself. That way I can move them around from month to month and stay focused on how many books I've read and when I've read them and things like that. Kindle Unlimited has helped me read more, not sponsored by the way, I'm just saying, because of the auto scroll feature, and it's kind of like reading a very long text, and I enjoy that. And as always, your mistakes do not have to define you. You don't have to throw away a whole notebook just because you make a mistake. I made one here and all I did was cover it up with a little heart. You can also use whiteout. I will use whiteout later in this video because the smudge is a little bit too big to cover with a heart, so I just covered it up with whiteout. And I got the whiteout that you'll see later from the Dollar Tree. If there are any men whatsoever watching this video and wanting to bullet journal with me, you don't need to do this page because this is a period tracker and only women get periods. Sorry dudes. You're welcome to use this type of page if you need to divide it into 12 to track anything else that you might be interested in. For me, this is for health reasons, but if you have a project that you have to do for an entire year, for example, if you're writing a book or something, I could see this being a practical page. You might use different headers than what I used, but dividing something up into 12 just to have an at-a-glance look at how your project is going, it seems like a good idea. And here you will see that particular smudge that I was mentioning before. I will cover that up with whiteout and you'll see that in a little minute. Once again, I am drinking dandelion tea. It's kind of like a coffee substitute, it doesn't taste like dandelion tea. I've had dandelion tea before and it's just not very good. But this one tastes most similar to coffee without any of the bitterness, and I really like it. It's good for the body. Whiteout is such a handy tool. Like, I had to rewrite days because I didn't account for that part, so I had to do it again, and I like it. I don't care that you can that you could still see the whiteout, because mistakes make it alive. Mistakes make it real. Mistakes mean life happened, and you just gotta roll with it. Okay, up next we've got our walking pages. So yeah, because I don't like having to write those out every single month. So I'm like, I'll just put them right at the beginning because that makes the most sense to do that. So that's what I'm doing. I'm putting them right at the beginning, right where all of the good stuff is. And then I also have a reflection page for the bullet journal at large, how I think it went, what would I change in the future, what would I not change, stuff like that. I really love reflection pages. You could call them feedback pages, but I don't know. I don't know what else to call them, and that's what I call them. I've just been calling them reflection pages. Like, you have monthly reflections about how life is going. You could call them check-in pages too, because that's what I'm doing. I'm checking in with myself, being like, hey, do I like this system? Do I like where it's going? What would I change? How can I make it better for myself? That type of thing. So we've got the date, the time, the calories I've burned, the miles that I've walked, and the miles per hour that I've been walking, and then notes about that particular session and what I was doing. And finally, this is January. If I were to change one thing about this, I would change where I set the month. I would try and center that on that left half a little bit better, but as it is, for a first month of the new year, I think it looks really nice. I like this a lot. So for my past, so in the past, I would have the month in the middle of the page and then just write out the things that happen. I wanted to consolidate on some space and make this still look simple and clean and approachable, but I wanted to use the space a little more efficiently. So I decided to write the month at the top left-hand corner, and this spread has been in my head for forever. You have no idea. I've been thinking about it for so long that I really wanted to do it, and I did it, but there's still some things that I want to change about it, and I can totally do that in the next one. So I wanted the reflection page to just kind of take up less space, because I've noticed I don't really need a whole page to do the reflection anymore. So that's why I put the reflection here, and I also don't need a whole page to do my goals. I can write my goals in this little area. I usually use half a page anyway for my goals, and if I need any extra space, I have it. I am also doing an ideal week because that's a staple for me, and ideal weeks are super practical. They help me a lot, and it also helps me to judge how I should adjust my ideals a little bit and make them change and conform a little bit more to reality, but it can still be an ideal, if you know what I mean. It's more like recognizing your limits and how you can't always meet that ideal. So you ask the question, okay, what can I meet? How can I do this better for myself? And it's not coming from a place of judgment. It's more from a place of, I want to help myself do what I need to do. And it's more like compassion rather than bullying, like, how dare you not get what you were trying to do done. That's what I try to be. I try to be compassionate to myself. Anyway, here are all of the spreads. I love the Lexington gray in here. It looks so soft. It looks so nice. I think this particular nib, because my nib is a medium nib, this does not look like pencil at all. I've been told Lexington gray looks like pencil, and it doesn't. If I want an ink that looks like pencil, I'll have to try something different. Anyway, that was so much fun. I'll be seeing you next week for a different idea. Bye! yeah, by the way, make sure you subscribe, and also please watch another video because they're a lot of fun to make, and I hope they're a lot of fun to watch. I'll see you next time.